All right, so today is Tuesday, February 28th, and we are going to be working on volumes of pyramids and cones. So this is directly related to yesterday's assignment of volume of prisms and cylinders. It has the exact same formula as yesterday. It is the area of the base times the height, but with one addition to that. When you're looking for the volume of a pyramid, there are pieces missing to that prism. And the only thing that's left is 1/3 of the original prism. So since pieces are missing, it is the formula 1/3 times the area of the base times the height. Now, pay close attention to this one versus the surface area. The surface area says that you are taking the slant height. You are no longer taking the slant height for volume. You are literally taking the height of the pyramid. Now, as in the assignment we did with slant height, in this particular assignment, they may give you the slant height and have you determine what the height is. So in order to do that, you still have to use the Pythagorean theorem. The only difference is they're going to give you the hypotenuse. So you're going to have the hypotenuse squared. You're going to be missing one of the legs. Let's turn a page. So if you would, take a moment and find me the volume of this pyramid. Who needs to borrow a calculator?
Pyramid.
Couple. 3, 4.
1/3 base times.
Is that getting bigger?
I put stuff on every day. I don't know which one.
It's unstable.
Alright, so volume of a pyramid. Volume of a pyramid. You have calculators now. Okay. Couldn't see it.
Is it you?
I think my calculator is ready.
Yeah, dude. Think you're real funny, or think you're slick?
What'd you multiply by?
What did you punch your name? Just like, just real quick.
Just hard. Knock her out.
Yeah. You won't know.
Guys, we're on videotape. I do not care, Gypsy.
It's not broken. It has
No
different
one
setting. I'll
watches
fix it.
anyways. I do.
36 times 7.
Somebody's pushing
36
buttons.
times
Go on, see if I can
7,
turn
6,
my
6.
Yeah, it's just adding digits to it. Alright, so who has this particular answer? Actually, I should say, did everybody have a chance to find the answer?
No.
You
not know
Okay.
how to
I'll wait for
I
you.
don't know
Do 6
how to
times
do it.
6.
So area of the base, what shape is the base in?
A square?
Okay, how do you find the area of a square?
We're doing number 1, right?
We are? You don't know how to find the area of a square? Length times
20
width?
times by 7.
So 6 times 6?
Yes?
So it's
What did you
36
get?
times 5.
So 6 times 6
36
times,
divided, 36,
I knew that
6
wrong.
times
Hard
6
work.
times
times 7.
7.
Why do you do
Divided by 3. Yeah, I definitely did.
Yes.
Did you run a little?
What's good?
I don't
You
know.
have to do the
But make sure you don't take 7 divided by 3, make sure it equals first, and then divide your answer by 3.
base times the height.
Oh, shit.
36 times.
Or multiply it by 1/3.
Is
Ow.
times 0.33.
Times it by 1.
So it's 84?
Is that what you got?
Yes.
84? So you took 6 times 6, 36, times 7,
Yeah.
equals,
Yeah.
divide by 3.
3 times it by 0.333.
So again, the formula for the volume of a pyramid is the area of the base times the height times 1/3 or sorry, or divided by 3. You don't want to use 0.3, because if you use 0.3, that's not really 1/3 yet, because you're leaving off a lot of decimals, and you may actually cause your answer to be incorrect by doing that. So either take the answer as a total and divide it by 3, or take your answer and multiply it by 1/3. Now you can literally just take your answer, so if I have 6 times 6 times 7, 6 times 6 times 7, I can literally just take that and multiply it by 1/3, which is just 1/3, 1 divided by 3. And I can use parentheses on some calculators, that might be necessary, to put that 1/3 in parentheses before you multiply it. But if you do that, you're going to get an answer like Jamie said a moment ago, which is just 84. 84. Now, is that my final answer?
No, it's 84 inches cubed.
That's right, it's 84 inches cubed, because we're finding volume, right? Volume. Just remember, when you're looking at your pyramids, just like before, you have to determine when that they're actually giving you the height, which goes from the vertex to the center of the pyramid, or are they giving you the slant height, which is the height of the lateral face? Okay? Lateral face? The face that is not the base?
What happens when they do
Have
that?
that right.
You have to use the Pythagorean theorem to find the height.
The face that is not.
Oh.
Yeah,
No.
called math.
My favorite.
Alright, let's look at the formula now for finding the volume of a cone. Finding the volume of the cone is the same formula. It's 1/3 time, Caden? It's 1/3 times the area of the base times the height. The difference is the shape of the base. And in this case, since we're dealing with a cone, the shape of a base is a circle. So it turns out to be 1/3 times pi r squared, because that's the area of a circle, times the height. So 1/3 times the area of a circle, which is pi r squared, times the height. And in order to do that, we're going to turn the page one more time. And we're going to find the volume down at the bottom there, number 4. We're going to find the volume of that cone.
I'm lost.
Where at?
My paper got me.
I just turned it one more time. I think you went too far.
So it would be 1/3 times base and height?
It's 1/3 times the area of the base times the height.
What's the area, 9 times 5?
No. Pi r squared. Pi times your radius squared. It's a circle. Yes, sir.
Do you want us to run the nearest
I do.
number?
You're going to round your answers in these sections always to the nearest whole number. That way we are all on the same page. We all have the same result.
Or never mind, I know the answer to this. I should just not.
I am.
I have the answer.
Okay? Hold that thought. All right, so
You ready?
Paige, just tell me what numbers you multiplied first, okay?
I multiplied 25 times 9.
So you had your radius squared, right? So pi r squared times your height, and you're saying your radius is, sorry, your radius is 5. So you have 5 squared times 9, okay? Oops, sorry, I'm not putting it in the right place. There you go. 5 squared times 9. So you had 25 times 9.
I
And if
do
you
not
take-
know how to make a pi sign.
If you take 25 times 9, you got, what's that?
225.
225, yeah. So that's 225. And then you gotta take 1/3 of that, or you have to take that number and do what? You're either gonna take 1/3 of that, or you're gonna take that number and do what to it?
Times it by 5.
Times it by pi. Oh, you timed it by pi next, okay. Sorry. Okay, so you timed it by 3.14? And you got what?
707.
706, because we're not to our final answer, right? 706.5, and then what?
I times it by 1/3.
Times it by 1/3. And what was your final answer?
236 inches squared.
I got 16.
That's it?
What'd you get?
236 inches cubed.
So 235.5, and you're rounding to the nearest whole number, so 236 inches cubed.
Yeah, is there a quicker way to do that, or no, not really?
Yeah, you're using a calculator, that wasn't that long. But
Thanks for appreciating.
what you could do is, at this point, right here, right, you could divide by 3.
That's what?
So
That'd be your 1/3.
multiplying by 1/3 is the same as dividing by 3. So how many people got 236 inches cubed? Okay, Mr. Holden? Yes? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know what I'm doing. It's stupid.
So fill me in. Where are you missing it?
After I get the radius squared,
Uh-huh.
and then 25 times 9 is 225, and then
Okay.
you do times pi, so 3.14, and then, so you get that, what do you do after that? You have
Right here?
706, yeah.
So the formula says I gotta take 1/3 of that whole thing, right? So that's that whole thing right there. I just gotta take 1/3 of it. So either I have a choice at this point. I can multiply it by 1/3 in parentheses on my calculator. Or I could just take this number and divide it by 3.
Okay.
And both will give you the same result. Multiply by 1/3 or dividing by 3 will give you the same. Now, let's look to see if we get the same thing like Chaz was talking about earlier. What he did was he times by 0.3, right, Chaz? Is that what you did earlier? Let's see how it compares. So we have 706.5, whoops, 0.5 times 0.3. See the difference? Sorry, I multiplied. You said divided by 0.3, right?
Yeah.
706.5, I knew that was wrong when I saw it. Divided by 0.3. See how I got 2355?
Yes.
Didn't I divide by 0.3? I still timed.
I did not know.
No, I divided by 0.3. I got 2355. Why did I get 2355?
There is no
Oh,
decimal.
I'm sorry. That's not what you did. You did the first thing, sorry. It was, I'm gonna get it right eventually. 706.5. It was times by 0.3, which gives us 211.95, which is not close to the answer we should have gotten, which was 235.5. See how far we're off? We're off by almost 20 points, a little more than 20 points. So you want to make sure that if you're going to multiply, make sure to multiply by that fraction of 1/3, or just divide the answer by 3. It's going to be a much more accurate number than because you're losing all those decimals at the end for your multiplication, and you're going to get a totally different answer. So be careful with that. All right, any questions on the formula, what we're doing? It's the same thing we're doing yesterday, area of the base times the height, with one additional thing. You're going to take that answer and you're going to divide it by 3, or multiply it by 1/3. All right, so here are the problems I want you to do. I want you to do problems 1 through 26.
2d6.
So 1 through, I'm sorry?
What?
Caden?
I did not say that.
Oh, you did say that? Who said that? What was it?
I said 26.
Yes. So number 1 through 26 is what we're doing. Make sure that if it asks you if something is surface area, you write surface area. If they ask you if it's volume, you write volume. We are not dealing with area, we're dealing with surface area and volume. Okay? Make sure you do that. There are no red lines on this one, so I don't need to make any adjustments. There are no sketches on this one, so I don't need to do that. So it's just straight problems 1 through number 26.